Hey, welcome back, comic fans. Mr. Q Comics back with some more show and tell. Today, I have got a recent haul, books I picked up from another local collectible show, a very cool eBay win, and I went back to the indoor flea market and was able to check out that case that the seller forgot the key to the last time. So before I jump into the haul, guys, if you're a fan of these types of videos, please do me a favor. Go down below, hit the like button, hit subscribe, and please leave me some comments. Let me know what you think about these books. All right, so we're going to start out with a local collectible show haul. These are books I just picked up probably a week before I'm shooting this. The dealer called me up. He always gives me a call before he has a show. Let me know he had some new stuff in, and he always kind of, instead of mixing them into his regular batch, keeps the box aside for me, and I always get there kind of first thing and get to dig through things early. So let's start out with some dollar bin pickups. I haven't been having a ton of luck at his dollar bins and haven't been spending as much time digging through those, but I did get a few good books out of there this time. We will start out with Green Lantern Corps Quarterly number 8. So this, I guess, is the first, I guess it's a cameo of Kyle Rayner as Green Lantern. I haven't read this book, so I don't know where it is. I guess he shows up in a torn magazine page or something like that. I kind of think of, I think it's Hellboy, where there's a cameo appearance in Dark Horse Presents, where he's like in a movie, in a poster in the background or something like that. So I assume that's what it is. I'm not sure though, but that's a very nice copy for $1. I picked up a couple copies of Ghost Rider and Blaze Spirits of Vengeance number 9. I don't know what this book is going for. I know I've seen it on Hot List before. This is the first appearance of Vengeance. Pretty decent copies, probably VF near mint range. So I know all these Ghost Rider books, man, have been like up and down and so much talk about these. So for $1, I will absolutely take those. Couple of beat up Bronze Age books here. We got supernatural thrillers featuring the Valley of the Worm. I have no idea what this is. It's the first appearance of James Allison. I don't think I'd ever seen this. It's really rough, but again, it was $1. Couple of non-key issues of Warlock. This one's really rough. Number 5. It's got like a ton of waviness rippling there, which could probably be pressed out if someone felt like pressing. Issue number 5. Also got issue number 8. And these are just cool Warlock Bronze Age books. Nothing special on those, but for $1, I was happy to grab them. Then he had a few copies of this. I grabbed all of them. This was hot at one point, probably a year or so ago. Excuse me, can't remember what the hype was about at the time, but we got Fantastic Four, number 205. These are all mid-grade, nothing special. This is the first team appearance of the Nova Corps, I believe. So I can't remember, but this spiked for some reason a while back. I can't remember what it was. I don't know what's going on with Nova. I mean, we've heard a lot of talk about Nova showing up at some point in the MCU, and I am sure some iteration of Nova will. Last few books here. This is just a cool Galactus cover on issue 210. I think that is Bob Layton, I think. Sorry, no, it's a Keith Pollard cover from 1979. This one is really torn up, but still, it was $1. And another book that once was hot, Fantastic Four number 353, got super hot for Loki. This is the first appearance of Mobius, and this is the direct edition where people got all excited because he's on the cover. So for some reason, this one now is more valuable than the newsstand because of that image. It's not a crazy, I think you can find this for $15 pretty easily. Nowadays on eBay, at the time, this thing was going for, man, I think it was going near $100, which is nuts. But for $1, happy to grab another one. And we've got this. I don't think this is anything special, but occasionally I pick up these gold keys and dells. I thought this was pretty cool. Walt Disney Presents the Jungle Book, gold key from, I don't remember what year this is from, but just a cool gold key book. I always liked the Jungle Book as a kid, so it's in pretty decent shape. So I think some of these gold keys can command some value, especially when it's like Disney themed. There's a lot of Disney collectors out there, so pretty cool there. And finally, this is definitely the dollar bin find of the day. This is shredded. It is falling apart. It was not in the back and board, just in there. I don't know if he just didn't know what it was, or if it was like came in a collection shredded, so he just tossed it in the dollar bin. But we've got Web of Spider-Man number 118 in a newsstand. Again, it's shredded. The cover's pulling away. There's creases. I mean, you can see the back cover sticking out. It's rough. It's like a good, very good for a modern book, which is terrible. But for $1, absolutely grabbing that. So that was like, holy crap, can't believe that's in the dollar bin. But happy to get that one, shredded as it is. And then into the regular back issue. So I just, like I normally do, I comb through everything he has. And just looking for new books, cool books, and good deals. So we've got a copy of Captain America 354, another book that was crazy hot years ago. This is a newsstand, decent shape, probably VF range. This is the first full John Walker as U.S. agent. And I believe it's confirmed there'll be a Thunderbolts movie at some point. So this has continued to stay, relatively pricey book, nothing crazy, $20, $25 range. I think I could be wrong there, but I can't remember when I got this for. Let's see. I think it was like $6. So that was a decent pickup. I just showed this one off. Recently I got from a flea market, but this is a newsstand copy. Again, another one of those Hulk covers I love. $3.44 from McFarlane. Good shape here. It was about $10 for a VF range copy. And the newsstands always go higher, so that's why I grabbed that one. And yet again, another a spec book that was ridiculously hot for a time. Hulk 256. I don't even know who this character is, and I suspect when this got hot, most people didn't know who this character was. But this is the first, first appearance of Sabra confirmed for the Captain America New World Order movie. I think I pulled mine out of my PC and sold it for like $100 the moment this got hot. It is definitely cooled off again, way down into the probably $20, $30 range, I believe. I didn't spend a ton of time digging, but this was, how much was this? $8. So I thought that was a good price. This guy he's old school. He just goes right out of the price guides for the most part. I don't think he checks eBay listings. Even though he sells on eBay, I think he just kind of goes to the price guide, and that's what he goes with. So, all right, we got a few low grade keys here that were cheap. So we got Hulk 142, really bad shape, probably good range. This it was cheap though. Let's see, it was like $5. This is the first appearance of Valkyrie, Samantha Parrington, Herb Trimpe cover from 1971. So I'm forgetting. So she appears in Avengers 83. And I think this is just a different version of her, or maybe it's the Enchantress in 83. I can't remember because there's a couple iterations of her. And I got Defenders number 4 as well with it. And this is just kind of another re-envisioning of her, I guess. This is Valkyrie joins the Avengers, and I can't remember. I believe it's a different person as Valkyrie. But this is a Sal Buscema cover from 1973. This one, again, low grade, VG range, but it was like $5. So pretty cool pickups there. This is a nice cover. This is in pretty good shape. This series was hot because of the Peacemaker show, but we got Fightin' 5 number 1. Pretty clean copy. I can't remember who does the artwork here. Okay, this is a Dick Giordano cover. Charlton, 1964, first appearance of the Fightin' 5. Really nice mid-grade book here, and it was like $10. So I'm kind of ballparking everything because I lump everything together, and he always gives you like 20% off. So, all right, this one I had to have. I love this book. This is one of those quirky DC books that I find hysterical. Nothing special on the cover, but it's World's Finest 153. This is that classic issue where it's got the panel of Batman slapping Robin and calling him a brat because he has the audacity to question Batman's judgment. Just quirky DC Silver Age. Flip through it, I just am in stitches every time. It's hysterical. I had to grab it. I've got a copy that's in better shape. And this was $12. It's probably mid-grade. It's probably like a 5. So just fantastic. Again, the cover's nothing special. A lot of these kind of DC Silver Age books is not a lot of, to me, the covers are kind of bland, but man, that panel is absolutely hysterical. So super happy to find another copy of that. And then this, man, he's had a lot of these in his bins, but I was having a conversation with him about about newsstands while I was there, but I found this in his Spawn bins, Spawn #1 in a newsstand. Really nice copy. I think this was $20. So I think he had issue #2, but he had it priced about the same. And I just really wanted the issue #1. I was trying to keep things a little light in terms of spending, but pretty sharp copy. When I got home and looked at it, I don't think it's a 9.8, but holy cow, I looked this up. 9.8 still going for near $1,000 on this book, which is crazy. And I'm talking recent sales here. February 2023, between $900 to $1,000. So I was surprised it's still that far up there. I mean, it's a steep drop down to a 9.6. Once you go down to a 9.6, you're more in the $200 to $300 range, but still, wow, this book commands a premium. So happy to find that. I'm sure there are other newsstands mixed in there. So, and then I was looking at, he had a bunch of Action Comics reprints, and I know some of these reprints can be fairly pricey. So he had a couple that had this newsstand look to them, and I kind of did some research on my phone on the fly, and I picked this one up. He had a couple of the other ones, so I'm not sure if those ones are valuable as well, but we've got a decent copy, probably in the VF range. Action Comics #1. This is a 1983 reprint. This one has the Superman. Oh, let me take that sticker off so you can see it. This one has the Superman peanut butter ad on the back. I was surprised. This book's pretty expensive. I mean, I saw this going for, $100 plus in really good shape. So I think he had all of these reprints at the same. I think they were all priced at like $10. So it was like $8 with a discount. I think he had one that had a quick ad, Nestle Quick, but looking things up, I don't think that goes for as much as the peanut butter one. And he had a lot more of the modern ones. So, yeah, I just grabbed this one because I wasn't sure on the others, but I thought that was a pretty neat find. I really didn't know how much it went for until I got back home and started looking at a lot more sales. So interesting there that some of those reprints can be as valuable as they are. All right, the last couple books from him here. We have got this book. I knew he told me he had it going in, so this is the one I have my eye on. I have never picked this up before. Happy to get it. I probably paid about fair market value on this, maybe a little more. You could probably find it cheaper than I got it for if you're patient. But we have got Hulk 102, decent mid-grade, probably in the VG range. This is the premiere issue. So after the original first 6 Hulk issues, this is the premiere issue continuing from Tales to Astonish. So happy to grab this. This is, I think I paid about $190 is what it worked out to. So Marie Severin on this cover from 1968. So super happy to grab that one for the personal collection. Somehow I've never purchased that before. I guess it's always been priced really high and I haven't wanted to pull the trigger because I never considered it a big key. It's, it's the premiere issue, but not really, because you have the first 6 Hulk books, but still, cool book anyways. And then this one, to me, was the deal of the day. I thought this was priced super cheap. I will have to raise my camera up a little bit because this one is a slab. I don't typically buy slabs from him, but this one I saw, and it was new. He had just gotten it in. We've got Amazing Spider-Man #122. It's a CBCS 7.0. And this was $140, which I thought was a great price. For whatever reason, he had been using CBCS pretty much exclusively on his last few submissions. He really doesn't clean or press his books. I had a whole conversation with his daughters, kind of running things with him now, helping him out, and I was asking her if he cleans or presses his books, and telling her about the benefits. So we'll see if they start doing that. I hope they do for their sake, because I think a lot of the books he's getting kind of, he's getting lower grades than he should. So this was a great deal. I don't know if I'll bother to crack and press it. I've got to check the notes. I don't know. Really haven't looked at it closely yet. There might be some possibility. Yeah, I got to look at it closely. But still, $140 for that book in a VF range is a fantastic price. So this book goes for a lot in high grade. I don't think this could get to the 9.0 range, but it certainly could get possibly to an 8.5, which would be awesome. So super happy to grab that. That's it for the collectible show stuff. I had a fantastic eBay win in between hunting. Let me put my camera back down a little bit. So this is a gorgeous Golden Age Batman book I was able to win. Can't remember the seller. I think he just happened to have this one Golden Age Batman, but I'm able to win the auction on this. Batman 32. Gorgeous cover. Mid-grade book. It's not a key or anything, but man, I love the covers. It's got a wicked spine split, and there's like some amateur, tough to see, but there's a corner, if that'll come out there. You can kind of see right here. The corner was torn off completely, and it's like amateur restoration where they glued it back on, which was fully disclosed. I absolutely knew about that. There's a little bit on that spine split as well, I think. But to me, I mean, issue number 32, it presents beautifully. I won this for $332, I think is what it worked out to. And if I felt like getting it graded, I think that glue could easily be removed by a professional. So super happy to win that. That is a beautiful book. Dick Sprang on that cover. And that is from, oh my God, what year is that from? I didn't even write it down. 1945. So, all right. Last 4 books here. I went back to the indoor flea market to check out that case that the vendor had forgotten his key to. I did a little bit of digging in the other boxes while he was getting his keys together, and I found this copy of Macross #1 from Comico. This is from 1984. I believe this is the first Robotech in U.S. comics, I believe. Never come across this. I had recognized it. I think there's possibly a movie from Sony. I'm not sure, but pretty cool 80s book. I thought it was neat. VF range, VF near mint, and this was $60, which I thought was a pretty good price for that. So happy to grab that one. That will probably be sold at some point. That is not a book I'm keeping, but all right. So we get to the case. It was locked, and he's pulling out the books, and the books I saw there that I thought he had some Golden Age. Most of it was like Western, so it wasn't a lot of stuff I was into. And this case was like, man, piled full of stuff. So you could see he didn't want to take everything out. Like there was a lot of modern stuff, and I could tell he was a little frustrated going through it. But eventually, we're talking about the discount he gives, the 25 or 20% off, whatever it is. And then he goes, oh yeah, there's no discount on the ECs. I'm like, oh, okay, so there's ECs in here. Fantastic. So he hands me the stack. I think there were some war books. There was like a Panic #3 or something. Random issues, nothing crazy. Really rough. And then we get to these. It's not pre-code stuff, but man, I had a handful of these books, and these are the ones I settled on because I wasn't sure on the pricing. So these are the series that came out right after the CCA, I believe. We will start out with, let's see, we will start out with Valor #1. Gorgeous copy. This is from Wally Wood. So this is from 1955. Again, Wally Wood on the cover. So this is kind of after the CCA. And I was looking at prices. He had Piracy #1 as well, but that was in rougher shape. And I knew you can find these relatively cheap on eBay. But I took this home because it's in such good shape. I think this is a really solid find, maybe like a 7.0 possibly, which I thought was fantastic. So this worked out to, this was the most expensive book. It worked out to like $205. So again, I was hemming and hawing because I wasn't sure, like, is this really a great price? But the condition is what, I was like, you can't leave it behind. Everything I was seeing online, even though it's not pre-code, it's still fantastic shape for the age. And it's just a beautiful red Wally Wood cover, Knights in Shining Armor. Super happy to get that. All right, the last 3 sci-fi books. Again, this is, I'll do them backwards here. This is right after the CCA. This is incredible science fiction. I don't know how many issues there are, but this is issue number 32. Very cool Jack Davis cover. Again, this is the first, if I did my research correct, the first sci-fi series after the establishment of the CCA. So we got issue number 32. Beautiful Jack Davis cover. This is just craziness here. Issue number 31. Again, these are all from 55. All Jack Davis covers. And then the one that I immediately recognized, I love this cover. I don't know what it is about it. Beautiful red cover. Issue number 30. So the first issue of the series here. So this is the first book after the CCA. First sci-fi book anyways. issue number 30, again, Jack Davis from 1955. So these were all like, you know, range from 120 to 160 bucks, something like that. But it was the condition. Again, they're all high VG, maybe like VG fine, low fine range. So I think you can find these relatively cheap on eBay. But I was just, to find them again in a flea market case that it got, you know, you could tell it's so buried, no one's going through it. They're just in the middle of the case, in the middle of the stack, just sitting there. So I love finding books like that, uncovering them. And I mentioned in the last video, he told me he's got more Golden Age at home. So we're supposed to connect at some point here. He couldn't do it this weekend. Hoping I can connect with him soon and see what other types of gems he may have hiding. So that is it for the haul, guys. Please do me a favor, go down below, hit the like button, hit subscribe, leave some comments. I'll see you guys soon.